Hey, what's up, my new world defenders? This is Chris, and welcome to my channel. This video, I'm going to show one of the reasons why I enjoy making these videos, even when it can be challenging from some of the responses you get. Sometimes the few bad apples can spoil the tree, but all you have to do is throw away those apples and restart the tree. I got an email that I want to read to you guys, and I'm actually very flattered by this. So this goes out to the Laughing Kids. That's their name, one word. Laughing Kids. Um, this is from a homeschooling mom. And she writes, "Hi, Chris. I am a homeschooling mom with three very hardworking kids. Hey, guys, keep working hard. I am using your site, along with two others, to teach myself and them about how to survive and what is coming. We have animals, a grove of avocado trees, not my favorite, but hey, they work, um, and our basic school days. I teach out of early 19th century books to get sound teachings before the government started to skew the written word. That's a good decision. My predicament is that in my long day's work, I have not figured out or had the time to figure out how to make my own video. We do not watch TV and are a bit electronically challenged." I feel your pain with that one. "Making a video is something that has not been required of me, as we are more in the lines of Little House on the Prairie plus a computer." I like that. That was a good show, by the way. I used to watch that all the time. "I follow only a select few educational sites, and you are one of our top three." I really appreciate that. "The kids have been watching the market, and just today traded their bank accounts for silver rounds." Very good job, kids. I'm glad to see that. You will thank your mother one day for that. "I am subscribed to your other channel, which is Barnun11967. She didn't write that. I just thought I'd plug that in. But if you are giving out more complete information here, I would like you to consider me as one of those serious, non-offending people. Please consider our request. Thank you." First of all, I just want to say thank you very much for that email. And I am flattered that I am one of three people that you use to help educate yourself and your children. That really means a lot to me. So what I'm going to do to help you out is anybody out there who is really good at computers. I'm feeling your pain with that because I'm not really that great with computers myself. Um, I had to learn a lot of it because I got in the game late, and you know, the longer you wait, the more foolish you kind of feel asking questions that may seem, you know, like no big deal to someone else, but you feel kind of foolish when you ask somebody. So I totally understand that. So anybody that's watching this video, if you can help them, their name, it's all one word. It's Laughing Kids. Laughingkids. If you can help them learn how to use their computer and be able to make videos, that would be a personal favor to me if you could do that for them. I really think this is a great email because I'll tell you something. I have been doing this now since roughly since February of this year. And my inspiration was at first just to talk about my coin collection. I actually was on 7 months before that, but I was doing like kind of cartoon stuff. Um, then all of a sudden I started being handed information, and I got to the point where I felt like this was my calling, where I can help pass out information in a way that I never could have before, using the computer to help awaken people. And I will tell you, especially when I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was working on pure intention. And some of the comments that were made were very hard to deal with. And I've learned over the months what to expect. And every now and then it does get difficult because sometimes people kill the messenger. And there's a lot of times like this China thing that I've been talking about. I've also learned some updates on that. So let me give you a little update on that. Um, the whole thing with China buying Idaho. Now, I've researched it more, and the people that wrote these news channels were not very straightforward with everything. They gave a general idea of what was happening, but for some reason they said things that weren't really accurate. So they didn't end up buying the whole state. what they did was they purchased 50 square miles of an area just near Boise, Idaho. Now, this will actually end up being, like, for example, if an American embassy was in another country, that's considered American soil. So the Chinese are buying this area, and it will be considered Chinese soil. It's kind of like a sovereignty nation, so to speak. Now, they're saying they're using it for industrial purposes. Now, whether they do that or not, we don't really know. Just because they say something's going to happen doesn't mean that's what they're going to do. I guess, unfortunately, we're going to have to find out. It hasn't happened as of yet. So the way the articles that I read, it basically leads you to believe that they bought the state of Idaho. It's already happened. There's nothing we can do about it. As of now, it hasn't happened. There are plans for it to happen. Now, how far that is, obviously, if they're keeping it secret, we don't really know. So I'm going to go based on the fact that it's pretty close to getting done. Now, when it happens, we'll probably not know until it's too late. So the information I was getting was a little off, but you never know where it's going to go from there. Because they're also, the articles, a couple of articles say that they're looking to also get land in Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now, what is in the land underneath them, we don't know. So there might be alternative motives for the spaces they're picking. So just because we learn certain parts of information doesn't mean, one, it's completely accurate, and two, it's everything that they're wanting us to know. You know, there's a lot of secrets in this world, unfortunately, and a lot of times we don't find out until it's too late. So it's basically a to be determined at this point. But it can be challenging sometimes making these videos, because some people will actually accuse me of being the one that creates the story, and I'm just basically talking about the news, and I felt that was important enough to talk about. Now, of course, it had to be adjusted a little bit, and there is a difference between the whole state of Idaho and 50 square miles, but still, that's still another country buying an area of our country. Now, most people have been emailing me and saying things like, oh, well, we do that all over the place. Well, we do that in the form of embassies, you know, and this is really the first time that, if you think about it, other countries are buying parts of our land. Now, if you also think about it, they say they're going to be putting up factories, and it's going to be a self-sufficient running area by the Chinese. Now, the thing is, they're going to get tax-free ability to do trading in whatever they're building there, which means the competition in that area is going to be blocked out, because we don't get tax-free in our businesses, but they will. So any local businesses that are going to be around that area are going to be affected. And that's going to cause problems at some point. If people start losing more jobs in this economy, people are not just going to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. Some people are going to get mad, and some people will handle things the wrong way. I've always suggested that the way we have to go to stop these things is to do things peacefully. And if you think about it, like this whole Bilderberg, you don't hear it on the news. I listened to the news today, listened to the ABC radio station. They didn't even talk about it. They want to just shut it up and pretend people will just ignore it. And a couple of distractions more and you'll completely forget it. So it's unfortunate that people don't do things. But you have to understand, if every single person decided tomorrow to go to their banks and withdraw their money, every bank that they did that would shut down, and we would beat the system. So we can make changes. When everybody thinks they can't do anything, they're right, because they don't. And you have to look at it as one ant can't do anything. If one ant tries to bite you, what do? Smack it and flick it away. Doesn't harm you. But if you have 1 million ants on you, guess what? You're dead. So that's the whole thing. If we have 1 or 2 people, or 10 or 20 people doing something, it's going to be nothing but a little sideshow. But if we have 5 million all doing something to make a stand, and non-violently, we can take back this country and do it the right way. Because we have to learn that over the years, over the centuries, that doing things violently doesn't win. And even if it does, it's temporary. And is it really worth losing your life or your family's life or your friends' lives? For what? A piece of land? Something that will just be taken back by force? Look at the history of our world. And I really think that if we all make a stand, we can get this done. But you can't do it alone. And that's one of the reasons why I made this other channel. I made this channel because I have an idea that other people can post their videos on this site, and I've gotten two so far, and I really like their work. And I want people to know that they could express themselves. They can give opinions as long as it's something positive, and they do it professionally, and they speak. There was one that I just got really upset and I cursed a little bit, and I won't do that as a norm, and I apologize if it offended anybody. But I was so emotional about that I couldn't really help it. But I don't want that to be the norm. Anybody that wants to join this channel and be a part of it, you're welcome. All I need is for you to send me a video, basically a video email, so I know who you are, explaining what it is you'd like to contribute, and why you want to be on my channel. And I want this to be where we have 100, 200,000 people doing different videos, and we all get together, because unity is the only way. And it's basically divide and conquer. When you are all fighting amongst themselves, and this is why we have the whole debate between Republicans and Democrats. It's because they want you to almost hate each other. Like, that's why it's so extreme, left to right. Why? Because lefties will fight with righties, righties will fight with lefties, and all the millionaires right there will be, as you're fighting amongst each other, spending all of our money. And by the time we realize it, we're broke. So we can make a stand, but we have to do it together. So I have a lot of different topics today, and of course I'm rambling, so, sometimes that happens. But, again, I want you guys to help that Laughing Kids channel. And I want to thank all of you kids and Mom for using my videos as a way to educate your children. I feel very flattered by that, and that's the reason that I can have 500 people that are angry or frustrated or don't like me or whatever, and an email like that will totally recharge my battery. So thank you for that. And kids, make sure you listen to your mother. She obviously wants to teach you the right way. I know school isn't always fun, but it will definitely help you in the long run. So congratulations with your purchases of your silver rounds. I would love to hear about it. And maybe you could make that a little homework assignment. Tell me what it is that you, why you collected the silver and what you'd hope to achieve with it. So see, even I'll give you a homework assignment. So for everybody else, especially the new people, I'd like to welcome you. I want this to be an open forum. I want this to be a place where everybody can come, and as long as they talk respectfully and civilly, we can all learn. Because the one thing I promise you is you don't have to agree with everything we say. But if you want to do a counter debate, just do it intelligently and respectfully, and we can all learn. Because if I make a mistake, or you can add something to it, or you can adjust something, if you do it in a respectful way, we can all learn together. If you do it in a way where it's an attack, that automatically puts myself or anyone else in a defensive mode, and then we're resistant. So I want this to be a channel that we can actually all get together. I want this to become something big. It will take some time, but you know what? I'm a patient person, and I will make it happen because it's important. What's going on in this world, we have to realize. The time for hating individual companies, hating individual companies, here it goes again, hating individual countries should be over, because this is a global economy. What affects one is going to affect the world. So if there's anybody out there who's America haters, I hate to tell you, if we go under, it's going to destroy the global economy. So if we all don't start working together, we are never going to get anywhere. Remember, guys, when you have a stream, the water's flowing, so the water is clear and it's drinkable. A pond is muddy, gunky, and disgusting and undrinkable. Why? Because it goes nowhere. So thank you very much. Please, if there's anybody out there that can help the Laughing Kids, I would appreciate it and take it as a personal favor. And again, thank you very much for watching. Peace, everybody.